And tonight, this evening, we're talking about the astrology transits in the sky. And so I named this title and this new astrology system that I am incorporating, Chthonic astrology, more of the mystical, spiritual, shadow work involved astrology. So I will be breaking down what the Titans represent, and just my original intent. So let's begin here. I will also be giving, as I'm transitioning, I will also be breaking down the classical astrology, meaning for your more personal activation, and then I'll break down the broader aspect in a more prophetic sense. Okay, so after reflecting on the astrological blueprints, I've noticed that, not to point fingers, but classical astrology, it feels like it is primarily mainstreamed outside of the house systems that tracks seasonal transitions. The only true consistent part of classical astrology is how it maps major political and worldwide events, and that affects collective trends like finances and morality and more on. In my opinion, classic astrology seems to mostly highlight our reactions, like emotional slush. Slush refers to our lower animalistic natures in the lower three chakras that the archons on the dark side of the moon or spiritual entities feed on. As they get our reactions, our crash outs, and they fester on that negativity and keeping us in those spaces. So it does this without providing a spiritual solution or a way to dip into shadow work. Chthonic astrology, on the other hand, chthonic, feels like a reversal. It helps us understand the principles, turning the microscope not just onto our own behavior, but also the selfish ways of others. And it even allows us to recognize the weavers, those who set up distractions or rage baits to pull us off course, and see how they trick us into believing everything is separate. For me, staying true means honoring the deeper chthonic path, where astrology doesn't just chart surface level reactions, but actual tools for spiritual integration. And so chthonic refers to the Orisha, or the Olympians, that are anthropomorphized deities like Zeus, Hera, Aphrodite, the energies that have masculine and feminine human characteristics. They portray human natured flaws, flaws of man, flaws of their lower animalistic natures in astrology, which there is nothing wrong with that. As far as personal astrology, personal stars, your personal sun, moon, ascendant signs, your personal days you were born, your personal attributes of the ego and other people's egos. You look into your house systems and your chart systems, you see your traumas, you see other people's traumas, you see relationships, you see love advice, you see sex, children, all those things that are put into those words and terms based off of the societal sway or government or politics or societal, the way that we are programmed to see things. If there was no street to drive a car, there would be no reason for us to, you'd be like, oh, aggression means you're going too fast. You're going too fast in road rage. Or there'd be no reason for business or a home, because home is where the heart is, so it wouldn't be your house or your family. Your home would be where your soul frequency resonates with. So rather than using the Olympian planets such as the sun as being the sun, Apollo, moon as in being whatever, Venus as being Aphrodite, Mars as being Mars, not who's that Olympian, the god of war, and the Olympian is like Mars, but it's like Aries. But we are using the Titans. This is the primordial chaos beings of the ether of the Akasha. The chaotic energy, when we speak on being like the children to enter heaven, be like little children. This is, children are chaotic. They're chaotic with their creativity. They are chaotic with their structure. They have their own structure and systems and boundaries that are not based off of you, or they're not based off of a trigger, they're not based off of a bias. It's pure and it's innocent, and innocence in its most innocent form is chaotic, because this is when it starts to integrate into our systems when they get into that toddler phase. But when they're babes and they cannot communicate, this the receiving portions. Though, thank you for the compliment of the glasses, like in comment, this is the receiving portion. Babies cry when they're hungry natures, right? But then when they start to integrate into the toddler phase, into their surroundings, into the environment, into things, shapes and forms, houses they don't know are houses. They don't know that you can even inhabit these places. This is what chaos is. So chaos energies is how you create. It's more about the creation. It's more about receiving. It's more about taking and receiving at the same time. There's no chaos without order. There's no order without chaos. Before the light came across the face of the earth, it was the great mother, or the great feminine energy, or the great receiving energy, or the great shadow work energy. So anyways, Hyperion. Hyperion is the Titan, not the Olympian deity of astrology, not no sun sign. This is the solar pillar. This is the cosmic radiant core, the eternal flame, the illumination as being, sovereignty of light, or freedom of light, divine brilliance, cosmic heartbeat, the living starfire, the unquenchable presence, truth revealed by radiance. And if you see in my post, where in my community, I have a post right now, where Hyperion is not related to your sun sign as regarding to your ego. It doesn't shine off of egotistical natures to be seen, to be the mask to protect. This is the cosmic sun, like Sirius B or Sirius A. This is the energy that is. Okay, look, I have it right here. So the attributes of Hyperion: the solar pillar, the radiant core, eternal flame, illumination as being, sovereignty of light, divine brilliance, cosmic heartbeat, living starfire, unquenchable presence, and truth revealed by radiance. Contrary to Apollo, Sun in Virgo, contrary to Apollo, personality, self-expression, leadership, charisma, and creative fire, right? Phoebe, the titaness of the lunar energy, or the moon. It doesn't matter if the earth is flat or round. When we transition, we don't want to come back. That knowledge does nothing for us spiritually. Unless we're talking about how we receive frequencies and things of that nature. But ultimately, I just wanted to wash that away because I was thinking about that earlier. Phoebe, the tightness of the oracle, insight, mystery, intuition, liminality, hidden knowing, inner flame, sacred silence, lunar prophecy. The moon is nurturing, emotional, protective, sensitive, home and family, personal attributes, cosmic attributes, oracle, insight, mystery, intuition, liminality, hidden knowing, inner flame, sacred silence. Oceanus is the titan of infinity, depth, disillusionment, flow, source, dreamtide, return, boundarylessness, and the primordial womb. Neptune is the lower octave is dreamy, mystical, imaginative, compassionate, and escapist. Pallas in warfare, foresight, the titan of warfare, foresight, strategy, inner strength, guardianship, shadow sight, divine intellect, justice through wisdom, transforming through insight, unbreakable will. Mars, personal attributes, action, drive, aggression, assertion, courage, impulsive energy, personal will. Okay. Chronos with a C, because I have two Chronoses in here. Chronos with a C, the titan of inevitability, cycles, ancestry, continuity, eternity, rhythm, fate, harvest, cosmic law. Chronos, like I said. Put these in the chat for people that are new to the channel that show up. Shout out to Famous Marlo tapping in. Chronos, like I said, inevitability, cycles, ancestry, continuity, eternity, rhythm, fate, harvest. Write these down in the comments below for people that are joining the channel. Shout out to D-Rock. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to people joining the channel. Put this in the comments for the people that are new that are coming. Its counterpart, Jupiter, expansive, optimistic, philosophical, adventurous, belief-driven. Okay, next we have Iapetus, 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 the titan of the struggle, mortality, limit, edge, threshold, effort, endurance, separation, and the veil. Iapetus, the titan of struggle, mortality, limit, edge, threshold, effort, endurance, separation, veil. The personal part of it is Pluto, the lower octave. Pluto, transformation, power, depth, obsession, intensity, personal shadow, regeneration. Uranus is the original titan as well, so it still has its broader attributes. Uranus, the titan of vastness, infinite sky, freedom, transcendence, shattering, lightning, birth, above and beyond, cosmic perspective, eternal heavens. Uranus, personal aspect, eccentric, rebellious, innovative, progressive, sudden change. Tethys, the titaness of flowing love, abundance, nourishment, connection, union, fertility, ancestral waters, renewal, harmony through flow. Personal, Venus, personal attributes, love, beauty, romance, charm, value, sensuality. Chronos with a K, the titan of boundary, weight, law, structure, limitation, judgment, preservation, stone, foundation. The personal attribute, personal Saturn, responsibility, restriction, discipline, hard work, and structure. Okay, so Hyperion radiates a source of illumination rather than seeking recognition. Sovereignty as cosmic truth, not ego. Not look at me, but I am. Shines beyond ego, but through all things. Hyperion, the cosmic, chaotic, untamed, raw energy of the sun. Right? Phoebe, the moon reflects inner feelings. Phoebe reflects eternal wisdom, the titaness of the moon. Oceanus, contrary to Neptune, inspires imagination. Oceanus flows as endless waters from which all dreams and forms arise. Pallas, unlike Mars that acts from the ego, Pallas acts through cosmic intelligence, aligning force with eternal pattern. Iapetus, unlike Pluto that transforms the ego, Iapetus reveals the framework of struggle itself. Uranus, lightning birth of creation, shatters limitations as a universal timeless current. Tethys, unlike Venus that manifests personal attraction, Tethys is the titaness, the principle that allows life to grow. Currents that carry these conditions of stability, connection, and energetic flow. Chronos with a K, not personal discipline like Saturn, but it's the architecture, ending, and beginning cycles, rhythm of every life event. Mention Phoebe. Now, let's align these transits. I will do one small personal energy to give the background energy. And then it just jumps straight into the chthonic aspect of it. And I'm just gonna read these down because my phone is at 10%. Let's remove J Hart. J Hart, you need to go in timeout, buddy. You need to meditate. Troll. Anywho, alright, so I'm starting from 3 cycles because I got 3 cycles of notes. Starting from 3 cycles just so we can get the map out of it. So we had this is personal astrology. We had the sun in Virgo, moon in Scorpio. This was discomfort through private transformation, of newly aware vulnerabilities through newly found information from investigating, because Scorpio is in detriment in the moon. It wants to transform and control and remain to itself and plot. The moon is about new feelings, nurturing, and loving others. Mars in Libra. Mars in Libra with two luminaries making a sextile, which is 100-degree angles. Not trying, but like, it's an opportunity, good or bad. Take it or don't take it. Not taking it is an opportunity to not miss out, but to sit something out so you can observe. It's still opportunity, whether you miss it or it comes to goes. It's still opportunity, objectively. So Mars in Libra has two luminaries making a sextile aspects of each other, as Scorpio and Virgo make up the two halves of the Libra scales. So this yields a clearer perceptual context of Mars in Libra. Conflict in relationships, or combative about maintaining balance through your relationships through either Scorpionic energy, in this case it would be the right brain, self-isolation, or rebirth and emotions, or left brain of Libra, or left polarity, managing plans involving others, or being forced to act swiftly on a decision. So this is a gift and a curse kind of situation. Okay. So, and we're going to jump into Chthonic astrology now. Phoebe in Scorpio, Hyperion in Virgo, for example. Deep revelations of long-term visions uncovered through radiant orders. This is less personal, less for you to act upon, more for you to meditate upon the cosmic law and the cosmic universal language in the prophetic manner of what is going to be taking place. Okay. Pallas in Libra. I should keep my notes so I can read out to you what Pallas is again. Pallas is the higher octave version of Mars. So Pallas acts through cosmic intelligence, aligning force with eternal patterns. So Pallas in Libra, navigating relational polarities through divine foresight of shadow and light aspects of the universe. So this is saying that, hey, both signs are in detriment. Scorpio and Phoebe. Scorpio and Phoebe, and Libra and Pallas. So both signs are in detriment, which on the broader scale, this is their cosmic neighbors leaning on each other for divine advancement, using Libra, the stillness as a blanket, Scorpio, to transform through the holistic view of the current. Now, Pallas in Libra, navigating relational polarities through divine foresight of shadow and light aspects of the universe. So, Phoebe and Hyperion. So, the shadow being and the light being. You collectively, we, radiating the inner heart. Sacrifice. We don't give a fuck what evolves the community on the upfront, no way. The cycles of death before their due embodiment to get straight to the death portion of it. Right? Okay, we have Venus in Leo. Venus in Leo is the dialogue between ours and others' roles on the stage to highlight or respect the role that complements others or everybody, the audience. But see, the audience wants for it to be cooked in suspense and not be so openly vain, because the audience, the moon was in Scorpio. This is the past astrology transits. This ain't the current up-to-date set transits right now. So that's Venus and Leo, and how it relates to that square. Well, that square when it was with Scorpio. And let's just, I'm a improv right now. So Venus and Leo was trining the moon in Sagittarius recently. So this was, like I said, the dialogue between ours and the others' roles on the stage to highlight or respect the role. And so emotionally, we were being spontaneous and just interacting with other people. And so therefore, from interacting, we got our meanings, reasonings, and experience. And this is say you're engaging with the audience. You're at a concert, and say this Sagittarius is walking around mingling with the audience, getting to know the audience, getting one-on-one relationships to expand, what can be used on stage to perform, what people appreciate. This is giving that broader awareness. So that trying to there, that helps that, right? So the moon in Scorpio. So while the moon was in Scorpio, it would like its own space to do this, but it struggles to gain its own space due to the bombardment of the tides that carry the moods of the collective. So what appears vain is putting yourself, this is the square to Venus and Leo, putting yourself out there authentically, allowing others to respond so you can gauge where they're coming from and how far to take it. Just as the support you're receiving from Jupiter and Cancer, now we're talking about Jupiter and Cancer trining the moon in Scorpio. So Jupiter and Cancer trining the moon in Scorpio is de-anchoring yourself from the depths and your mystical surroundings to compacting it and potentially and potifying it, your intensity to directly to the point where you can carry it through experiences and evolve into Scorpio, the level of Scorpio where you're an eagle, you're soaring overhead. So that's looking at Kronos. That would be Phoebe and Kronos. So Kronos, and I did not write that. I did not write where it would be the opposition, but Kronos being the Titan. The Titan. We're talking about Chthonic astrology for shadow work. So flipping back. Kronos with a C for Jupiter. So Kronos in Cancer, this would be the inevitability or the ancestral cycle of moods and emotions of home and domestic energy. That is, you have to transform something within yourself, utilizing your oracle potential, like Neo in the Matrix when he asked her, if you already know, then why am I here? And she was just looking at him like, because you're going to do what you're going to do anyway. So this is basically what Kronos and Cancer was saying to Phoebe and Scorpio. Let me see how much life I have. Oh, real good with 6% still on the phone. Thank you for the likes and subscribe, and go look at my post. Okay. Phoebe and Scorpio squaring Tethys and Leo. Learning application, inner prophecy plus present flow of abundance through not expressing yourself, because that's Venus, but through the highlighted flow of energy when you sit still and notice it, because Leo has a lot of talent, but it sits still and it fixates that energy on itself and it radiates, and it's the law of attraction. So collective nurturing and embodiment of Leo, like I'm breaking it down into the chthonic aspect, your higher self improvement that flows in rhythmic alignment of death and rebirth cycles. And we already did Mercury trining Sagittarius. So now here we have Tethys trining Phoebe. So now we're spitballing. We're not spitballing, but what uploads is collective nurturing and embodiment of the higher self through the gift of, let's see what Phoebe, through the gift of mysterious experiences, charging your intuition or your liminality, because Jupiter Kronos is the higher aspect of Oceanus, and Sagittarius is ruled by Kronos in this energy. So we're here in Phoebe. We are not reacting and responding to wanting to be free. Our sacred silence is our freedom that ignites our inner flame. That trining to Tethys is the inner flame that boils the water to continue the cycle of abundance through nurturing and embodiment. You scared me the way you open that door. You say, eat, eat. So, see here, Mercury, and then the personal status is Mercury communicating in a grandiose fashion, albeit bridging your talent and crossing over to, personal control. That's Mercury. That's the astrological Mercury. So now Coius, I did not write down Coius. I did not write down Coleus. I didn't write him down in that aspect, but we have Coleus, who is, we gotta go back. I did not write down Coleus. Coleus is the Titan of Mercury. Coleus is the Titan of celestial communication, cosmic questioning, cosmic inquiry, cosmic bridging, because it's not separated from two worlds like Mercury is. It is the cosmic questioning, the cosmic endless questioning. What's out there? Are we the only life? But I will fill y'all in on that later. It's in my post. It's in my post. Go look at my post and see what Coleus is the Titan of. But what I had written down was Coleus in Leo was, I scribbled it out to write some more, but basically Coleus is the cosmic akasha communicated through grand expression of a fixed talent, behaving and amplifying the mustard seed of the akasha, experiencing itself, of the universe experiencing itself universally. And so this trining Phoebe is, like I said, cosmic akasha communicated through the oraclism and the mysteries of the universe and yourself, with, you know, the not dramatic insights, but the cosmic insights of higher wisdom and information with which you are. My cat's trying to play right now. I can multitask. So, illuminated message and inquiry of the Akasha records through creative and co-creation, through creation and co-creation, right? Then we have Uranus and Gemini, the personal Uranus that you know. This is innovative communication and authentic sources. Uranus and Gemini, the collective Titan, vast limit breaking cosmic frequencies that shatter the polarities of going back and forth with Gemini, two sides, the twins, but on the grand Uranus, the vast light, the light breaking, the limit breaking energy. And Oceanus, the Titan of, like Neptune inspires the imagination. Oceanus is the flow as endless waters from which all dreams and forms arise. So this is a new expression of acting on a spark that attracts from the seal of the unknowable, from the seal of the infinite flow of the endless waters, of endless imaginations. Not just personals, but higher education from higher beings. We got 3-eye atlas. That might be a buzzword, but we got 3-eye atlas of the infinite, endless waters and the water cycles, which is the endless waters of source, essentially, and the energy of that nature. So we have Chronos and Aries, preservation of the practical springboard to initiate the machine. Basically, we know you're fixing to initiate some new way of expressing it anyways, but recall the system to which or how it will affect all this and other people. We have Tethys, sextiling Pallas. Tethys in Leo, sextiling Pallas in Libra. Strategic moves that ensure the balance of the consistent solar flares, the solar flares of the Schumann resonances and the plasma from the corona mass ejections. And this is activating the Earth's not cool down, but the heating up of the volcanoes and the transformation. So these two sextilings of, like I said, that things being already heated to max degrees, going, sextiling, taking the opportunity where Mars is more diligent, not Mars, Mars personal energy, That palace energy is more into balancing the cosmic balance and the universal shift in the poles, returning back to where they're going, utilizing the source energy that is burning hot, getting the resources to where they are need to go. Okay, I got 2%. I'm gonna close this off. So, that's ending with that. I'm gonna post in the community page what I had written down for Phoebe and Scorpio. Pretty much just what I wrote down here, but it was all highlighted in colors and things of that nature. So I'm gonna post that up. So right now we have currently right now Hyperion in Virgo, Phoebe in Capricorn. Capricorn is fallen in Phoebe, personal aspect, the moon, but Phoebe for Oracle, Insight, Mystery. So we feel detached from our intuition or detached from our sacred silence because we feel as though our actions are the actions speak louder than words. So the lack of actions is going to be quieter than the quiet that is within your own mind. The silence of your actions, you moving, and real gangsters move in silence like lasagna. Capricorn energy with that lunar prophecy, and the things that Capricorns are doing right now is going to be prophesying on what they're going to build. They don't talk much about what they're going to build, but when they talk about it, they're going to do it and put in that work and make that work into that way and make it happen, right? So it's trining Hyperion, so that solar pillar and the radiance that is radiating, it's radiating support and not just attention, but divine brightness that is, no matter how far it takes to travel to reach you, it's still a constant flow. You're still constantly receiving new information, new oracle energy via that trine right there. And we have that square. We have a grand square with that energy. We have a grand at 1%. I'm gonna write that down and go live again later tomorrow about this new transit. So have a good night. Thank y'all. This has been Chthonic Astrology. Peace.